What year were you born?
July 31st, 1956.
Oh, 1956.
Yeah.
My dad was 52 and my mom was 54.
Okay.
Yeah, so that makes you're 56 years
Yes.
old. Okay. Where were you born?
Right here in Waynewell, Bryn Mawr Hospital.
Oh, Bryn Mawr. Okay. Yeah. Ironically enough, my mother worked there as a nurse for many years. Were your other siblings born there as well?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And you're the youngest, correct?
Yes, I'm the youngest.
Okay. What are your interests or your hobbies?
My interest is in sports.
Yeah.
I love sports. I play sports.
Saw you watching the baseball game.
Yeah. I came up all around sports, and a lot of my family was all in sports and all plays. Sports is a big thing.
The Phillies home opener was on Friday. Did you watch that? Or?
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah,
Actually, I went down to the last preseason game.
Oh, in Florida?
No, down in I guess Toronto.
Oh,
Down
yeah.
in,
Okay.
Philly. I went down to that game.
That must have been fun. Are you a lifelong resident of Mount Pleasant?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
So what were your parents' names and their occupations, and did they grow up around here?
Yes, my parents' name was, my mother was Catherine Holliday, and she was around here. She worked for TV Guide.
Oh.
She worked for TV Guide down in Radnor all her life.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was a supervisor down there.
So what did that entail? Did she...
Well, not an awful lot of typing. She took care of everybody, worked under her and all as far as getting everything done and everything. And she was there for, I forget how many years. I think about 35 years before she retired.
Wow, that's really cool. So TV Guide, just like the magazine?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
So she was...
The thing that comes out to hand you, the
That was
TV Guide.
her,
Back then the books used to come out.
Yeah, you got up on when all the good shows were going to
Yeah.
Now, did she just work did she do any scheduling, or was she just supervisor?
No, she just supervising and typing, key punch operator.
How about your father?
My father, well, see, I wasn't associated with my father too much because my mom and my dad split up when I was a young child. So as far as him, like I know him, see him, talk to him and everything, we have a good relationship. But as far as what he did and all, I really don't know.
More of a mom's guy.
Yeah,
that's how I am. I'm very close with my mother. Yeah. Did your mother grow up in the area as well?
Yes.
So
right
she's
here.
lifelong Mount Pleasant as well.
Yes. Majority of my family grew up right here in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
All my aunts, my grandma, we all.
Yeah, your grandmother.
Yes.
You spoke last time I spoke to you. You were telling me about your grandmother. She lived to be 100 and what was it?
102.
Oh wow! So she must have been around here for everything.
Yeah, she was around here. We all used to have big barbecues and all over around the other avenue at her house and all, family gatherings and all. And she lived there. My grandmom, and I had my mom's two sisters and her brother all lived here too.
Okay. Did she outlive all of them, or any of them still living?
No. No, she went and most of them, I think there's only one sister left. Everybody else has passed.
Okay.
And gone.
And she's still living in this community, or is she in...
She lives in Phoenixville over in Oaks.
Oh, okay.
Oaks.
Yeah. All right. Why did your parents choose to live in Mount Pleasant? Well, I guess, why did your mom choose? Did your mom raise you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I guess, well, because her mom and all, this is where she was, and mom just came up here, and it was a nice neighborhood, and, you know, we were a close, tight-knit family anyway. So, you know, we pretty much all stayed together, so this is where she made her home.
In our class, we've been talking a lot about that, how, you know, the community is very, you know, it's very family-oriented, very, you know, your neighbors.
Yes.
And I'm assuming, like, it was kind of one of those neighborhoods, like, everybody watched out for each other.
Yes, they did. That's how it was.
And I guess we'll get more into this a little bit later, but would you say it's kind of still like that today, or slowly changing?
Not as much as slowly changing, because you have new and different families in here now and all. You know, when we was coming up, it was the same people. A lot of them have, you know, died, passed away, and other people have came in, bought the homes and all, so it's not, you know, the same as it used to be.
Do you know Barbara Bird?
Yes.
The woman who's helping our class out. Her daughter, she's her daughter lives, I believe, in the house next door to her.
Right.
So
Okay.
I guess do you have a lot of that? Like younger generations will stay in the community,
Yeah,
or they'll
yeah,
move
yeah.
out.
There's still a lot of young generations here in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
A good bit of them.
Okay. So where did you attend elementary school?
I went to Stratford Elementary,
Okay.
which is now the Woodland School up there in Stratford at the intersection.
Did your children go there as well?
No.
Oh, no.
No, none of my children went there.
And where did you go? I'm assuming did you go to Conestoga High School? Was
Yes.
it Conestoga at that time? 'Cause
Yes,
we've heard
it was. Yeah, it used to
either
be Tradition
Tredyffrin.
East Town,
Yeah.
but by the time I got up there, it was Conestoga.
Mm-hmm. My cousin's husband teaches at Conestoga High School, and his sister-in-law teaches at the middle school there. Now, did you go to college or a university?
I went to college for 2 years, East Stroudsburg University.
Oh, okay.
I went up there 2 years, and then I just got out of it because I just felt it wasn't for me,
Mm-hmm.
and got out and just started working.
Yeah. What did you do up there?
I was up there. I went up there, to play football and all, and I was going to major in health and phys ed.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to be a gym teacher?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm looking into be a gym teacher.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you're a big sports guy,
Yeah.
so that would fit. You'd be good at it too.
Yeah.
I can see that. Okay, and this is probably this is the question you've been looking forward to. Did you participate in any sports or extracurricular activities in high school or in college? If so, what are they?
Yes,
What were they?
I played. Well, actually, I played all sports. I participated in football.
Mm-hmm.
I played baseball, some basketball, and wrestling.
Okay, what was your favorite?
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah, football. That's where I had most of my good times. Starting out with the Pee Wee League with the Stratford Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
From there on up, that's where I really, got all my stuff from football.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball I played, but it wasn't like football.
Yeah, there is no other
number
sport
one
like it. Yeah. What position were you in football?
Free safety.
Okay.
Free safety and punt returner.
Oh, so is that the guy that kind of has to talk to everybody and get the?
No,
I'm not
that's
familiar
more
with
the
jargon of football,
linebacker
but-
usually talks to everybody.
Oh, okay.
And calls the signals and everything. But I'm the defensive back all the way at the end,
Mm-hmm.
the last one.
Do you still throw the football around today, or
Oh yeah.
a little
yeah,
bit? Well, now you now you have a grandson to teach.
Yeah, because I take him up to the center up there and throw the ball with him.
Mhm.
Football, baseball.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because he has an interest for it too.
Yeah, he's got big shoes to
Yeah.
fill. Okay. What has been your personal experience with the civil rights movement in Philadelphia?
The civil rights, well, a lot of things sitting in there, personal opinion, because there's a lot of things that, need to be changed and all, but, it's a long, slow process.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, where everybody, you don't have to go in here with, separation, segregation, where
Yeah.
everybody could always just bond and become one and just help one another up instead of being against
Yeah,
each other.
that's how
just
that's personally how I
pull
feel
together
too.
as an individual, man. We're all here together. We're all here to work together.
Exactly.
So that's a goal that we need to accomplish.
It's got to stop being a
Yeah,
contest. It's
yeah.
it's not going to work. What was your grandmother? She had lived to be, as you said, 100, 102.
102, yes.
What had that kind of been her same experience? Had she done anything personally with the civil rights movement in the area?
As she was coming up, she was involved in a lot of stuff as long as she can and all.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to, teach us all as around there. She'd sit down and talk to us, tell us things and all,
Mm-hmm.
about the struggles and everything else, what you're going to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But still, just a matter of, you just got to try to be united and just function all as one.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way you got it. We're all cohesive. We're all put on this earth for a reason, and it makes it easier if we all just work together.
Yeah.
Now, do you I'm just trying to think of historical events. Did you ever? I'm not sure. Did Martin Luther King ever come to this area? Just Philadelphia, or just anywhere in
Not to
Pennsylvania?
my knowledge.
I don't. Yeah, I never.
I went. He didn't come, but I tell you, I went down to the Million Man March
Oh.
years ago when they had that. We had a bus trip, and and went down to Washington to that and all.
Oh, wow.
Which was nice. It was a nice
witness to
affair,
history.
yes.
Yeah. Talk more about that a little bit.
Yeah, it was just a bus. You know, you go down there and you see and you listen to people, you know, talk and explain everything that's what's going on. And I mean, you really be surprised that, you know, all the people, when you look at it, everybody thought, you know, you're going to have more blacks down there as opposed to everybody else. But it was a good mixture of everybody down there. Everybody down there. And everybody was nice and friendly, talking to one another. It's like you've known them all your life, but you didn't. You just seen them down there, and there was no problem. Everything was nice, smooth. It was a good
united by a common goal.
Yes, it was a good experience.
That's a great thing to be a witness to.
Yeah.
I at least I always get jealous because my parents they're about your age a little bit. Well, my dad's 60, my mom's 58.
Right.
And you know they were around for all of it. I mean, your generation has really just been through the ringer.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen everything. You know, Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Apollo, just name it. Checklist is right there.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. We was in that generation where all that was going on, so you got an opportunity to experience it all and witness it.
It really is a privilege to be a witness to something like that. I think that's something my generation definitely has taken for granted. Excuse me. What is your... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. What is your take on race relations today?
Like I said, well, it's something, you know, that you really shouldn't have to deal with. I mean, because I've had, as far as race, it never was a problem to me because I got along with everybody. I had a lot of white friends as opposed to blacks. And, you know, there were some that I was really close with, so it never was a problem to me. But, you know, some people look at it, you know, sometimes you hear people saying things and whatever, you know, for what reason, I don't know, because it doesn't have to be that way.
Exactly.
But, you know, I just try to you know, ignore it and let it go, you know, just keep on going like I've been going about my business because, you know, if that's the way they feel, that's the way they feel. I'm not going to let it affect me.
It's their loss.
You know, yeah, it's their loss, my gain. So that's how I look at it.
Backtracking a little bit, how did that your mother, you said, was a supervisor at TV Guide. She was obviously very successful. Did she have to overcome any obstacles in her line of work, or everyone was just like, can do your job? She had
great people that she worked with and all great friends. And even once she retired, she still stayed in touch with them. They'd go out to dinner and all, so it was never a problem for her.
That's very encouraging.
She had a good relationship with the people on her job and everywhere else.
Okay. What do you think our generation, Austin and I's, what do you think we can learn from your generation, and what can we do to work together?
Well, what it is to learn, because the generation now is really tough, and to go through the times that we went through and coming up, you know, things was a little different. Now, the generation, you have a lot more freedom and all that's coming up as we did. When we come up with a very disciplined time, very strict, and you weren't allowed to do,
that's how my parents raised me. They're from that
generation. And I think, as a whole, you know, we've kind of gotten away from that. Where, like, the kids, like when you get in school now, you can't touch the kids, you can't whip them or nothing else, you know. And that's when it's given that generation the upper hand because they know they can do what they want because they're not going to be able to be disciplined.
Right.
Where I look at it right now, you know, I would never take it back the way I was disciplined because I feel the way I was disciplined, it made me a better person.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when I was out here and I was complaining about, well, this guy's up there, my mom tell you, well, you're not my child. That's not my child. You're my child, so you're going to be home. I don't care what they're doing.
Exactly.
And as I grew older, I started to take that in and look at it, and I said it made me a better person because some of them that I used to hang out with, they're nothing like me, and, you know, we're like two opposites. And I said that just comes from, you know, the discipline of the generation coming up under a strict household.
Yeah, I mean, that's verbatim. It's exactly how my parents were raised, you know, both in very strict households. And, you know, even in today, I mean, that's how they raised my brother and I, you know, strict, you know, it's not like that they weren't unloving or cold or anything, they were just strict. I mean, like you said, I don't care what that kid's doing. This is what you have to do. You're my son, this this is what you're going to do, A, B, and C, and no questions asked.
Because my mom even told us, you know, as we grew up and became men, we went over there, she would still let us know, put us in our place.
Oh, yeah.
And we had nothing but to respect her and all, because if not, you was going to be in trouble, and she let you know that.
So you think we kind of need to learn how to respect authority and realize it's something that can help you?
Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, some people can't accept discipline a whole lot, but it's something you really need in your life, because it'll prepare you for when you come into something down the road, and all that discipline will play a big part in your life.
Exactly.
Believe it or not.
Okay. How do you feel about the changes in the Mount Pleasant community? We've spoke about this in our class. Just, you know, with college students moving in, you know, and not, you know, not limited to college students,
right.
but, you know, younger families moving in. Do you think it's kind of affected the atmosphere of the community, or, like, you know, how has it really kind of changed from when you were growing up?
Well, I mean, it hasn't affected the community too much, except, like, if you get in here, like, this was a quiet neighborhood and all this, and when you get a lot of cars houses in there, you get a lot of partying and carrying on. And this was one, you know, community that, you know, wasn't going along with all that. You know, at night you like it nice and quiet, not just hooping and hollering all. And because I had this college kids that lived right behind me.
Right.
And one night I had to go out there and just say something to them for loud, and they just running all through the yard and everything else. I go out the next morning, got to clean up cups and all that, you know. And I mean, it's all right, you know, but you can keep it down, but you don't need everybody out in the streets or whatever, you know. If you want to be here, respect the community and all. Remember, there's other people living there. People might have kids and all, and don't want to hear all that noise at night because it's keeping their kids up and all, you know. You just keep the noise there, and there would be no problem.
Everyone
but when you get out of hand, you know, and you get all that loud noise, that's when it becomes a problem. Because I know half the people around here that older, they're not going to tolerate and put up with it.
Right. Everyone just, you know, like I said, just be an adult.
Yeah.
How have your interactions been with college students living in Mount Pleasant? Have they been good, bad, and you can be completely honest?
No, my overall, they've been good. Like I said, the ones back here, I have no problems out them for the one time. And I went out and talked to them the next day, and they apologized to me. It wasn't nothing. I just said about the loud noise. But see, I think what happened, the cops that came, and everybody was scrambling and running all over and all the noise and all. But other than that, and I had college kids up the top of the hill. Actually, when one group was up here, they came down there and shot out back with us, barbecuing and all.
That's great.
So you know, it's no problem. You know, I mean, you got to do what you want to do. You live there, just as long as you respect the neighborhood, keep yourself respectable people, there will be no problem. It's just when you get out of hand and do stuff where it becomes a problem.
So you think they've been an asset, would you say, or they've been help? Well, maybe not asset, but, you know, do you think they've kind of been, like they've been, you know, now that they've seen, you know, now that they've lived in the community, they've kind of seen what's expected. And
they know that, because actually there was we had a big meeting, the community and all, with the township and everything, where we kind of, you know, laid rules down and this and that. And the township was on board with us and all, so everybody has to register now through the township.
Did the college students go to that as well, or was it just?
Well, actually, it was the people who owned the houses that they was renting to college kids were there. So because it comes down on them, because if they do that, they had the right to go to the school, and they can be put out to college houses, and they can also be expelled.
Right.
Yeah, that was one thing. So they know the rules. So I think, you know, they're not as bad as they used to be when they first came in here. Now they know the situation and all, and that a lot of stuff's not going to be tolerated around here.
And you mentioned an agreement was signed. What was the agreement? And was it with the renters signed, or that just
whoever was running the house, because they're held responsible. And if the police had to come and all, they go to whoever's renting the house.
Right.
And let them know that there's a problem with the house. And then they let them know, and then it also has to be reported to the school.
Right.
About who's ever living in that house. That this is what's going on, and this is what's happening. And then it's up between the renter and the school and all, you know, to decide what they're going to do about it.
Do you think the college students are starting to, like, kind of respect the historical significance of the community and just, you know, understand their place in it. And
yeah, they have, because I mean this year with them being here, I mean we really haven't heard nothing, no complaints from them or anything. They've been a low key, low profile, even though we still know they're having parties and everything else, but they haven't. It's not like it was where they'd be all outside and the hooping and hollering and so forth. It's all like on a low key. Know what's going on. They're not bothering nobody. Nobody's not complaining about them.
So it's
so
improving.
I think so I'm sure they've got the message and are well aware of it.
Exactly.
I mean, they want to stay there so they can finish college as well.
Yeah.
So.
What do you hope to see happen in Mount Pleasant over the next few years?
Well, what I like to see, before it used to be this town, more unity. I mean, as a community, we used to do a lot of things together. I mean, you'd be having cookouts here all summer long. You can go from one house to the next and all. We used to have softball games up the playground and everything and try to do things, but we've kind of gotten away from that. Nobody, does it anymore. I don't know whether because they're working, whether they don't have the time, or what it is, but a lot of things, community things, we kind of gotten away from. We try to do it because we do have the one big cookout up there, the Maisie B. Hall cookout.
Yeah, we talked about
every
Maisie
year
B. Hall.
we have that up there every year. But and we're trying to get around to have more functions, try to do things, even to get the young kids around here, little kids involved in stuff. I'm trying to do that, even if it's not with sports or whatever, just give them something to do, something to look forward to.
Like after school programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, several times.
And would that be run through the school that's over there, or it's not a school anymore. It's kind of a community hall.
Yeah, the chapel right up there.
Yes, yes.
They do a lot. They take the kids to basketball games, sporting events, and all that. But we was trying to get somewhere we could buy not just this community, but the other communities, like in Davin, Berwyn, Paoli, try to combine something together to give the kids something to do. Because the kids really don't have anything to do anymore.
I know, it's that or they just watch
keeps them
TV
off the streets or whatever. They're in here either playing the video games or
turning the brain to mush.
Yeah. And if you give them something to do, they have something to look forward to.
Exactly. Now you mentioned Maisie B. Hall Park. Did you ever meet Maisie B? It's Maisie B. Hall. Correct?
Yeah.
Did you ever meet her?
I know her all the time, and because where the field is up there, it used to be a community center. She used to have tutoring up there, books teaching the kids everything. All the kids, if you need help with your homework or everything, you can go down to her house. She come in there, help you with.
Did she ever tutor you or work with you?
Oh yeah, if I never needed anything, I'd go down to don't get understand. Her door was open. You come on down here.
What was she like?
Oh, she was a beautiful person. I mean, there's nothing she wouldn't do for you, but she was always about education and helping you to better yourself to be something. That's the kind of woman. Because I had a friend of mine who was taking some classes in college, and he had to do a paper, and he went down there for her to help him out with his paper and all. And he went and did the paper and got an A on it. He took it back down there and showed it to her, that what he did, and just because her helping him with it and everything.
Did she? Is there any particular assignment you remember her helping you with?
No, she just would.
Her door was just always open.
Yeah, always open, regardless of what it was. She was there for you.
A teacher in every sense of the word.
Yes, she was.
Did your grandmother know Maisie?
Oh yeah.
They were probably around the same age.
Yeah, they were close to the same age. Yeah.
Did they grow up together? Or no, Maisie. She was not. Was she from around here? I can't remember.
Well, she was been here ever since I was here. Yeah.
And she was a teacher in Camden, right?
Yeah.
Because she couldn't get a job over here.
Yeah.
Like you said, now it's this. Yeah. It was this county's loss.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. She helped a lot of people through this community with school and everything.
Yeah. And do you ever go over to the Maisie B. Hall Garden, or I know it's still kind of being built up?
Yeah, right around that's right over on the other avenue. Yeah. Well, see Kevin up there at the chapel. He
Kevin
has a
Stroman?
lot. Yeah, he has a lot to do with that and all too. I think he's kind of taking over where she left off because he's doing a lot of stuff for the kids.
Yeah, passing the torch.
Yeah. He knew Maisie Hall just like I did, was down there and all, so she had a lot of influence on him.
Now, I forgot to ask this earlier. Do you belong to a church? Do you belong to church up there, or do you belong to a church? Or?
Yeah, well, that was my church, but I don't. I haven't been up there in a while. But when I did go to church, I was going to a church over in Phoenixville, where my aunt and them went.
Okay. That's. Is there any final thoughts? Just with how you think what our generation's doing with race and everything, and just really anything, like how you feel about Mount Pleasant and what's going on with it? Or?
Well, I think, Mount Pleasant is still a nice community-oriented town and all. But like I said, there's so many new people that have moved in and moved out. A lot of people around here you really don't know. Some of them, like I go around sometimes and see kids and all. And I'm trying to figure out whose kid is that? Where are they coming from? Cause, I haven't seen them. They moved out, moved down here, and I really don't even know a lot of them. But it's all about community and getting together. There's a few places around here that still do it in the community, have things and invite them, and like I invite some people down to my house and whatever. But it's always been known as a tight knit community, family oriented. And just to get back to that way and try to offer something to the young kids coming up, because I always used to tell them, you don't know what it was like to live here in Mount Pleasant, the things we did when I was coming up. Like the times you sit out here when it snowed, this hill, you'd have all the families out here sledding down this hill. Everybody, there's some of the things, and the kids now, they don't even do it.
Well, I mean, we haven't been getting that much snow anymore.
No, but there's been time when you had some out, but they never, even when we did, they wasn't into it like we were. It was enough for us. I mean, our parents would be out there with us, everything. Watch us sled up and down the hill.
Were you involved? Would you say when your children were growing up, were you was a lot of that kind of disappearing slowly a little bit?
Yeah, because when my kids grew up, for the period of time I wasn't here because I had lived over in Chester.
Right.
And then I came back over in there, so they was over here and didn't, really know a whole lot about here. And then when they came over here, like I said, I just had my son over here, and my daughter stayed with her mother.
With your mother, yeah.
So he grew up in here. He met a lot of people, a lot of friends around here, and they have enjoyed it and had a good time and all. Yeah. But it's just like people didn't know, like Mount Pleasant, we talk about the sledding, how we used to make buggies out here and run them
My dad loved making buggy cars.
We used to build buggies and run them up and down this hill all the time.
He said the more you crashed, the more fun it was.
Yeah,
that was a sign you did a good job.
Yeah, we used to do all that.
Maybe you could start a little football team out here.
Yeah. Well, a couple guys talked about getting something up here, trying to get the kids into it. But see, a lot of them go to, now they go play for it with the Stratford Eagles and all.
Or the CY. Does any of the kids here do like the CYOs at all? Or
no, they mostly go to the Stratford Eagles and all that because they got the football team, they got the baseball leagues and everything. So now that's where I started with, the Stratford Eagles, and then the baseball I played down with the Generals and all.
They're still the Stratford Eagles, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, what are they called? I don't think they call Stratford Eagles. What are they called? It's not the Stratford Eagles. They changed the name, but I can't even think about what the name is now.
It doesn't matter. They still have the team.
Yeah, they still have the team.
Around. But I mean, so you just kind of want to see the unity come back into the community a little bit more. Be a community. You can't have unity without community.
Right, yeah.
So.
We always talk, sometimes me and some of the other people talk about, just doing something, get the community together and have a big cookout up there, other than the Maisie B. Hall thing, because that's an annual thing. But just say, hey, look, we're going to have a cookout up here. Let's everybody in the community pitch in, have a nice cookout up there to give everybody something to do.
Yeah.
It'd be a day for everybody to get up here. People you don't know, you'll get a chance to find out who they are and all.
It's a great way to meet people.
Yeah.
To work together.
It is.
Well,
it's hard, because like I said, so many people are doing this and doing that, and then trying to get everybody together to do something, because everybody's constantly on the move.
It's just today's world.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the people of this community have a man like yourself to look up to and have them to help out, and we appreciate all you did. Thank you so much. I think that's it.
Okay.